It's not whether you win or lose, but how you play the game. Two wrongs don't make a right. Everything works out in the end. We all must hold onto the tiny things we believe in. These can be of politics, God, life lessons, love, individual accomplishments, individual failures. No matter what we cling to it. They make us, us. What is a person besides how we are born into this world and raised? If two people encounter the exact same life and upbringing, would they be the same? Can we ever answer that question completely accurately? No. But this is my tiny belief. Things have a way of making a conclusion, which is funny to say because, of course, everything has an end. Good or bad, all things in life come to a finish. Whether too soon, too late, or just right, there is a bittersweet goodbye to things that we claim to be our past. Though cherishable moments seem too fleeting, don't be too quick to cast aside misfortunes. Sayings aren't a favorite of mine, but one does hold true. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I've lost people. Whether to a final end as swift as death, or to a long path of separation we all find ourselves in eventually. But loss is a blessing. Thoughts compiled themselves in my brain related to life and what is eternal. What is life if not to be defined by a beginning and an end? A finite time that none of us can be sure of. The idea of separation from ones we presently love gives us something to hold on to. Since none of us know when a connection will end, the time we share with that connection has meaning. If we were to know when ties would break, we would overcompensate the time we have left and ruin the nature of, well, human nature. On the counterpart, however, if ties never ended, the day-to-day would lose meaning. Uncertainty is a virtue. Life can be a drag, but I long to find someone who can say nothing good has happened to them ever. If you think you are one of them, then you're mistaken. The eyes can elude even the sharpest minds. If we think the sky is purple, our eyes will eventually train themselves to see a purple sky. The same goes for our overall outlook on life. See the good and accept the bad. It makes the sweet moments that much more worth savoring. I won't lie, nothing comes easy that's worth having. The risks to something wonderful are usually the greatest. Gambling isn't in my nature, but it is unfortunately a key component of happiness. The disaster in this is that you risk the ability to risk by risking. What a wonderful conundrum of words, strung together by the only viewpoint of one person. I speak for so many, and yet I am but one man. It's funny how one's existence creeps into a person's mind so late in life. Have you ever imagined yourself? Have you ever viewed your physical body from the viewpoint of a bird? Unaware of what your mind is thinking? Viewing yourself just as everything around you sees you? Most haven't. But I try. Train yourself to see the world around you, and train yourself to see you the way the world sees you. Rambling is my strength, especially after late nights and deep thoughts. Words seem to string themselves together so easily and lucid until the next day upon further inspection. Will these words mean as much to me after my brain has flushed itself of the day's worries and doubts? Do any words mean anything to anyone after enough time? Is there anything that will really matter after enough time? Will the progresses we made in science and physics mean anything to the universe 10,000 years from now? Maybe. But maybe not. If you think about what it means to transcend, I'm sure many of us will give different answers. Well, here's mine. As an outspoken atheist, the realm of God is lost on my mind, and I don't defend this by my over-understanding of science, but by my subpar understanding of faith. With that said, when we die, our bodies and our thoughts go with us. They stay with our minds, silenced for eternity. Not a prisoner of an eternal darkness, but not a pretty sleep we fall into for the rest of time. More of a pause button on a DVD player, and there's no one to press the play. But memories keep us alive. I recently heard from somewhere that as long as you remember someone who has passed and speak of them, they're never truly dead. And it's true. No matter how many years someone has been gone, if you recall them, if only for a moment, they are then remembered and therefore exist, if only to you. Albert Einstein is dead. We can all agree on that much at least. But every time a child is taught about relativity or physics, he is recalled. So therefore, isn't he just as real to you as someone you don't know in the world? Isn't he more real to you than someone you don't know? Nicholas Burry. Do you know him? Can you say he's real? Isn't reality funny? You know Albert more than this Nick fellow, but Nick is alive. Nick is in the present, just completely unaware of you. The same as him to you. So then, with that thought strand, isn't it nice to think that everyone we care about is real and will continue to be real as long as we continue to remember? So whether you haven't thought about someone in days, weeks, years, think of them now. Take a night and think of all the people that have ever mattered to you. Think about something you both shared in. By doing this, I feel you fix that DVD player and find the play button for that person. If only for a moment every once a lifetime. This is all coming to a close, hopefully, to a point that has worked itself into a sentence through this personal debate with myself. I'm done. I'm done worrying about things that are out of my hands. I'm finished thinking about what I should have done, what I wished I had done. I'm done worrying about death. Though I'm not ready to die, when I am, death will come with an invitation. I feel I will live through memories for a while. I can hope at best for a few generations. I'm done throwing myself into the arms of lovers that'll never love me. I can't hope for more than someone that gets me. I can't hope for a picture-perfect life, and I won't. I want to kiss someone in the rain. I want to raise children with the beliefs and lessons life has brought my way. I want to write a book, though never have it published. I want to laugh when I find something funny, without worrying about whether it's the right time to do so. I want to wake up next to someone who feels the same way towards me as I do them. I want to hold hands with a guy in public and not be noticed for anything more than it is. Love. I want to live with fear, because it makes me human. I want to remember people who I've been closest to at some point in my life, at least once a year. I want to be his, and I want him to be mine. A book I'm reading told me an interesting view on love and commitment. We all think in this day and age that 1 + 1 = 1 pair of 2, but it doesn't. 1 + 1 = both. A combination of two different things that are not linked by anything other than their need to be so. Remember, we as a world are not one. We as a world are all. And that was my thoughts from a year ago. So, let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Did I just ramble on for nothing? Did you stop watching the video halfway through, which I'm sure most of you did, therefore this part is pointless. Regardless, have a good night. Have a good week and a weekend, and I hope this finds you well.